This week on Moms Like Us, Nikki Bella shows off her husband Artem's cooking skills.
Are you helping Daddy make pancakes?
Then Chriselle Staus opens up about freezing her eggs.
I'm glad I did it because now I've got them in the freezer, so the stress is off.
Plus, Love is Blind's Lauren and Cameron talk about expanding their family.
Well, we definitely feel the pressure, not just from the public, but from our parents, okay?
We've got all that, plus so much more on today's Moms Like Us. Hi, Brienne. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Moms Like Us, everyone.
Hey, Mandy, how's it going? I'm getting ready for the holiday weekend. I cannot come soon enough.
I'm counting the hours, literally.
Yes.
I almost wore my American flag sweater today, and I was like, okay, I'm jumping the gun. I need to save it for the weekend.
I love that. But let's hope it's not like a washout on the East Coast, because
Friday is supposed to be, I think, but then it's going to get nicer.
I hope so. I hope by Sunday we can see some fireworks. We're
Yes.
ready for it.
Yes. All right, let's get right into the news this week. So love the Bella twins. We always talk about them. We got to give mommy updates on them because we haven't actually heard from them in a while. So yeah, Nikki Bella shared this post of Artem cooking her and Matteo breakfast. Take a look.
You helping Dada? Are you helping Daddy make pancakes? Yeah. Oh. Oh. Such a good little helper.
There we go.
So cute. Okay.
So this is so adorable. I mean, they look like they're the perfect little family. I'm obsessed with this family. Before we discuss that, I also, Brie Bella, her sister, shared this photo of the two of them, their two babies. I mean, they are like stunning.
They're the cutest little kids ever. And I love that they're like brothers, right?
I know, it's so cute. So my sister and I have babies similar, 2 weeks apart like this.
I love that.
We were trying for the same day, but can't really control that. But we haven't met her yet because of COVID, and she lives in France. So she's coming this summer. I can't wait. I'm like, I need to order a beret because she lives in France. So I need a lot of props.
You're gonna have to like recreate this photo with your two
yes.
kids. Like it's gonna be like the cutest thing ever. Oh my God.
The cutest photo. I have to look at it again. So here's my question though. Who do they look like?
I don't know. I feel like they're both like a mix, right?
I know. I don't know. Also, I have to give credit. Mariana Calderon took this photo. So kudos to her because it's adorable. But yeah, I feel like it's a total mix. The Bellas have such dark features, and I don't see that with these kids.
Everything's like light. I know.
Right.
I thought the same thing. And I think too, we're thrown off because they're like almost, I mean, you can't really tell like full color hair, but like, you know, they're so light, and their hair is like dark or so dark. So yeah, I wonder.
I don't know. I think maybe it's more Artem and their husbands. Do you and your husband have arguments about who the kids look like all the time?
Sort of. Like we know that my middle daughter is identical to me.
Yeah.
And then with my son, I feel like my son is the mix of the both of us, but I guess everyone sees boy and they're like, oh, he's totally your husband. But then when you look at my youngest, she's totally my husband.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
So I thought it would become more clear as they get older, but I guess not.
And you know what? I feel like they changed throughout the years too. Like when my son was like firstborn, yes, he was like identical to my husband. But then I feel like as the years went on, I think he's a good mix. Whereas like my youngest was always my husband. Like she doesn't have, I don't know how she came out of me because there's not one part of me on her.
That's how I kind of feel too with Amelia. I mean, I definitely feel like she has my eye shape maybe, but Jeffrey's eye color, and then I feel like everything else is Jeffrey. But it's okay. He makes a cute baby, so it's all good.
That's all you need.
I'm like, who cares? But yeah, their kids are so adorable. And then we saw Artem was making them pancakes. So I don't know. My husband doesn't. He does make breakfast once in a while. But who's the cook in your family?
I'm definitely the cook. My husband will do a breakfast ones from time to time, but I like to take over the kitchen. He's the barbecuer. Like I don't barbecue.
Okay. Yeah. I don't even know how to turn on a grill, to be honest.
I actually just learned.
Okay. I've like learned and then forgotten and then learned and then forgotten. So I just leave it to him.
Yeah. That is like a whole other thing for me. I get like nervous with the fire. Like I'm intimidated by it. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, totally. I'm like, it's going to blow up the time I do it.
Totally.
Yeah, well, she looks like she's got it made there. Adorable family. Good for them.
I love them. They're so cute.
Me too.
So next up, we chatted with Chrisley Staus from Selling Sunset, who opened up about where she's at with freezing her eggs journey. Take a listen to this.
You're also open about your journey with freezing your eggs. Where are you with that? And what do you want to tell us?
Yeah, I froze my eggs. I got, I was actually in the middle of that process when Dancing with the Stars called me. And so I don't know if you know anything about it, but it's, you're giving yourself multiple shots a day. And I just didn't want to waste all of that already and drop it. And so I just kept going with it. And I'm glad I did it because now I'm got them in the freezer. So the stress is off and I can kind of, just live my life and not be stressed about that. So yeah, I like that being open about this kind of stuff because I think as women, sometimes we feel the need to keep it a secret. And it feels like the more we talk about these things and normalize these things, we bond over them. And I feel like, I've felt like that over the last year. Like it felt like we've bonded with people over the good and the bad.
So what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, my thing with Chrishell is like, she went through such public breakups.
Yes.
That, I think the reason she opened up about the fertility and freezing her eggs is because she said that it's not good to silence it. And the more we talk about it, the more we normalize it, which I fully agree with. Fully agree with.
Yeah.
I just feel like because she went through such public breakups, it's so hard to then be so open about that too. But I don't know. I think it's good for her. And I'm happy she did it because she is, getting to the age where she has to think about that. And
yeah,
the more vocal you are, the more we do normalize it. So it's,
I have friends who just did it. And, she was like, I want to eventually have kids and, I'm getting married later on and their wedding was pushed because of COVID. And she's like, I'm just going to freeze my eggs. But what I can't believe is that, kudos to her, is that she did it like during her time at Dancing with the Stars, which is insane because it's a full-time job. Going through that and the infertility process.
And so physical. I did IVF. So I know that it's a strain on your body. Like there is no way I could do Dancing with the Stars. Not that they asked me, but there's no way. The shots were insane and they just it gets harder and harder. I did the freezing and all that, but I didn't stop there. I went further. So I don't know exactly it's all blur now where what the hardest part was, but it's all of it's hard. And I can't believe that
even just mentally, it's hard.
Yeah. Especially giving yourself the shots, which I think she was doing. My husband's a doctor, so he gave me the shots. Which made, I couldn't give myself shots.
I had secondary infertility. So I went through IVF with just my middle one, which is the craziest story, but I couldn't give myself shots either. No. I'm such a baby when it comes to that.
I'm such a baby.
Yeah. But good for her.
I know, good for her. But yeah, I think it's cool that there are so many women now in their late 30s doing this because you have to. If you don't have it's not good to rush finding the one. And it's nice that that you have that security now. The only question I have though is when are you going to have them? Because if we're going to be 50 years old with infants, I don't know.
Who knows? You could be. You could be.
I guess you could get a donor too, a sperm donor, if you don't find someone, and then have them that way.
Yeah, or surrogate. There's so many ways now.
Yeah, so many ways.
Which I love, and women can become moms at any age now too, which I love. Look at Hoda. I know such a poster child for that, and I love it so much. And it doesn't matter your age as long as it's kind of how you feel.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, I'm into it. I'm into the fact that she's vocal about it. Speaking of expanding the family, Christina actually had sat down with Lauren and Cameron from Love is Blind before she went on maternity leave about whether or not they're expanding their family. So let's listen to this.
Your parents were both a little bit hesitant about you guys going on the show. If your kids came to you down the line and wanted to do something like this, would you encourage it?
Oh my God, that's such a tough question. It's Of course, we want our kids to be happy. It's such a, even after experiencing it, it's still such a like odd way to love. But it's like, you know what? Go try your hand at it. You know, we can't say no because that's where they came from,
right.
You know?
Hypocritical if we did.
Yeah.
I know that you write in the book that people have been putting pressure on you since day one to start a family. And, you know, it's my job. So I have to ask, do you feel that pressure? And do you have a timetable of when you guys want to start a family?
Well, we definitely feel the pressure, not just from the public, but from our parents. Okay, they are ready for some grandbabies. As I said, even when I was going on the show, it has not changed. My mom is still like, okay, so hello. But I think that Cam and I, you know, we're going on our 3rd year of marriage, and it was really important for us to just spend that time together for a while first, especially since we got married in such a short timetable. But now I think that we're at the point where, you know, we're ready to begin that journey.
Nice.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
I wish you guys good luck on everything. Do you know how many kids you want to have? Do you have an idea?
Well, we've always said 2 on purpose and 3 on accident. So
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So I always feel bad, and Christina even said it in the video, you know, it's my job, so I have to ask, do you plan on, you know, when do you plan on extending your family? But that question must get so old for some of these people in the public eye. I mean, you already get it from like your family. You're getting it from strange reporters, so it's so hard. I mean,
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's a hard question to ask because you don't know what someone's going through.
right.
And like Christina and I have spoke about this, you know, like she was getting, you know, asked like, when are you going to have your second baby? Like all the time. Same with me. I was in this play group and every mom there was pregnant again. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't get pregnant now, second time around. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and it was like a hard thing to say, but you know, family members too, who don't know what's going on behind closed doors. It's a hard question for sure.
Yeah. And it's the kind of thing where just not everyone's so comfortable to talk about that kind of stuff, whether or not you're having troubles with it. So it's hard if you're in the public eye. You kind of have to just be ready for anything.
Yeah, or you just say it. Or if you don't want kids, you don't want kids.
For that, right.
You know, I have 2 family members. They were very vocal. Like they got married like 2 years later and everyone was asking, when do you guys want kids? And they were like, we don't. We're not having kids. Like we're not, you know?
Yeah.
And and everyone was like, okay. And then finally, I want to say after like the 4th year of marriage, like people laid off of them, but it was like a thing at like every family function. And I felt so bad, but they were always like ridiculed for it. So
it's hard. It's really hard. Our mom's getting real moment this week goes to Danny Suarez. I don't know if you've been following all of this below deck sailing yacht drama, but basically Danny was dating John Luke on the boat. After the season ended, we find out that Danny was pregnant. The timeline matches up that it would have been John Luke's baby because they were on the boat together at that time. But she's raising the child, it appears, as a single parent right now. Now, John Luke has been interviewed by Andy Cohen and basically said that he wants some kind of paternity test to prove that it's his, but if it is, he totally wants to be in the baby's life. Complicated.
So complicated.
So she posted this story yesterday, kind of confirming that he's not, you know, she is doing it single-handedly. So take a listen to this.
It's been, you know, hard in the beginning. I think we don't share how hard it is. You know, we just see perfect pictures on Instagram, and it's been really, really hard in the first couple of weeks with breastfeeding and being alone. I'm terrible at asking for help because for the past 11 years, I basically, you know, just being on my own and making my own decisions. But you do need help. You do need as much help as you can get. And it's just really hard, but I'm getting smiles now. So that makes everything worth it. Honestly, when you look at the little faces, it's just ridiculous. It's okay. It's okay if I only sleep 2 hours at night. It's fine.
So she said that she's terrible right now at asking for help from people and that she's doing this alone. I don't know. What do you think? Should should she agree to the paternity test?
I think he's entitled to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. You know, especially if like the timeline matches up perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, and even if I think he has the right to be in the baby's life if he wants to be. And if it's not his, and then fine, go on about it. But I feel like for a guy's point, you know, if he knows that like there's a baby out there that is his, I think he kind of has the right to know.
Yeah, I agree. The other weird thing is not weird, but there's a big age gap between them. She's much older than him. I forget exactly. I think he's like 24 and she's in her late 30s, something like that. And she actually had said on the boat before she got pregnant, or probably before, how she wants to have a baby, and she wants to she was kind of like, what am I doing with my life as like a stewardess on a boat when I should be like out there finding the one and having babies? I'm at that age. So I'm happy for her that she had a baby. But yeah, we need more information on this story. We need to get to the bottom of it, because I want to see them together. They were really happy on the boat.
I know they were. I mean, she must have a reason for doing what she's doing. And we're prying, and we're only probably seeing like a quarter of like the story right now. So I'm interested to see how this unfolds for sure.
She even defended him when he wasn't at the reunion on Andy Cohen's reunion. She said something like, you know, we do have to keep in mind he's not here right now and not able to speak for himself. So I'm like, what is going on?
Something's going on. We don't know.
I don't know. But what kills me, and I'm sure it's killing them a lot more, is that one day their child's going to see all this. I know. You know, and it's like, oh,
I know.
It's so hard, because I think Jean-Luc is trying to not be so in the media about it. Like, he's not doing a lot of interviews. They could barely get him to talk to Andy Cohen. But yeah, their kid's gonna see this one day, and that's hard. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh God. I don't know. So in today's Baby Name Diaries, we chatted with Zach and Tori Roloff to share the meaning behind their kids' names, Lila and Jackson. Take a listen to this.
The meaning is Zach and I found names that we agreed on.
Yeah.
Honestly, like we couldn't agree on names.
We disagreed on names, and we don't have any like fancy.
Their middle names are significant, like Jackson, Kyle. Kyle was,
and you know, right?
Okay, yeah. Their middle names are significant to our family.
Yeah, or Jackson, Kyle, just a family.
And Lila Ray, my dad's middle name is Ray, so it was easy. Like
Jackson, Kyle, and then Lila Ray.
Ray was after my dad. Yeah.
I love that these were names that they could agree on. You know what I mean?
You're very real about that.
They're totally right. I mean, I feel like my husband and I went back and forth like a zillion times about agreeing on a name. And I even now, like my assistant is pregnant, and she's like about to give birth like within like 3 or 4 weeks, and they can't agree on a name. And it's like crazy.
Yeah. I didn't decide till after she came out of us.
Really?
Yeah. We had it narrowed down to like 3, but we really were torn. Like, even to this day, I'm like, did we make?
I did I was like, how do you change a baby's name? And they're like, I found out, just so you guys know. So if anyone wants to know, if you named your kid something that you don't want, you have to publish something in a newspaper. Yes.
The correction?
Yes. Yes, you need to publish something in a newspaper to get the baby's name changed. It's like this whole thing that you have to go through. But I found that out because we were going to change my son's name, and I'm so glad that we didn't. But I freaked out, and I was like, oh my God, because Ryder was so like unique back then, but now it's like kind of common. It's like, okay, whatever. I was like, oh, maybe it's like too different.
Yeah.
So anyway, there you
go. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like, do you go with the family name? Do you go with something completely unique? And then, you know, there's judgment in every direction too. Like you can tell people's faces when they don't like it. I'm like,
it's a hard choice to make, you know?
I had no idea how. I always thought it would be one of those things I'd be controlling over, and like, no.
Yeah.
And I did not. I was like, Jeffrey, you decide. Like, I don't know. It's so hard.
I know. It's so true.
Yeah. So speaking of the Roloffs, they're also getting our say aw moment of the week because they took the family to Disneyland they went to. They shared some adorable family photos. So cute. So I got to know, and we can make this our poll of the week, are you cool with going to Disney World and Disneyland and amusement parks now that everything's opened back up?
For me, I'm going to say no, because the kids are not vaccinated yet. So I don't know. I feel like the summertime probably is the best time to go because it is, I feel like the rate now is down. Obviously the winter months, the rate might go up now. I don't know, but I don't know. I still like I know the masks are off now in New York City. We're walking around my apartment building with no masks on. Like, It was insane. I went back home and I was wearing a mask, and like I walked into my lobby and nobody had a mask on. I'm like, is it off now? Like we can wear it here? And they were like, no, it's done. But then my daughters who don't have the vaccine were like, do we still have to wear it? And I was kind of like, yeah, you do. Like in the elevators and stuff like that. Like outside, I won't have them wear it, but like if you go in the store or if they're inside somewhere, just like quickly, you know, putting the mask on because they're not protected.
Yeah. It's hard. I don't know. My sister just she lives in France. So she just went to Euro Disneyland, and she has a baby, my baby's age. So like almost 7 months. And then she has a 3-year-old. And she said it was chaotic, like long lines everywhere, not enough employees because, you know, I think people did a lot of layoffs during COVID and then weren't ready for this opening back up. And she was freaked out like the whole time, like totally freaked out.
I would be too. And then I also have other friends, like family friends, like if you had COVID, like if your whole family had COVID, then you're protected. And that would be, then I would say, let's go to Disney. I would be fine. With it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like there are those families too, you know? So, but yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's like that everywhere with staff now. I mean, I feel like everything is just, no one realized like, oh my God, we're open. We need to have all our staff back. And I feel like it's hard to get staff now.
I know. No, I see hiring signs on literally every store I go to. Crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Amelia is really too young to enjoy Disney, so I got a few years, I guess. But
you have
I love it.
You have a lot more years. Like, oh my God, my kids like didn't fully enjoy it. Like, I feel like they were like, maybe the youngest was like 2 or 3 when we went, and then they started enjoying it.
Aiden, my sister's 3-year-old, enjoyed some of it, but he gets very terrified of things, and he went on the Ratatouille ride there. Which I don't know if we have that in the American Disney World, but it's like you put on the 3D glasses and the chef's like coming at you. Your kid doesn't understand like virtual reality and 3D. So he thinks the chef's like actually coming at him. He was like petrified, almost from going on any other rides. Like maybe 4-year-olds are better for a little young.
Right. Like my middle one is petrified, and we took her on like the log one back then, and she'll still talk about it. She's like petrified of rides. She like won't go on. But my younger one is like, take me on. I'm ready to go upside down and all around. Like she's like so different. But my middle one, I think we scarred her with that log splash ride. What is it? Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain. We totally scarred her.
All right. Well, tell us in the comments, guys. Are you ready to go back to amusement parks with your family? And we'll see you guys next week for another Moms Like Us. We're here every Thursday at 3 p.m.
Yes. Wishing you guys a happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th, everyone.